Welcome to Life Coaching for Dance Studio Owners. Each week, we talk money, mindset, and self-care to help you live a more peaceful life and lead a more profitable business. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Unapologetically Wealthy series on Dance Studio Owner Life Coaching. I'm Ginger, and in our last episode, we talked about the guilt complex that keeps women small when it comes to money. Today, we are tackling the myths and stereotypes head on. We're going to expose the gap between how women who are wealthy are portrayed in the media and who we actually are in real life. Because of this evil, wealthy woman narrative isn't just untrue, it is harmful and it's keeping ambitious women from pursuing their full potential. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, how wealthy women are portrayed in the media and pop culture. Turn on any TV show or movie and you'll likely see wealthy women depicted as the evil stepmother, the ruthless businesswoman who sacrificed her family, the shallow socialite obsessed with material things, or the manipulative villain who destroys others for personal gain. Now, meanwhile, wealthy men in media are often portrayed as the admirable entrepreneur, generous philanthropist, protective provider, or wise mentor. This is not accidental. These narratives serve to keep women small and apologetic for their financial ambitions. From The Devil Wears Prada to Big Little Lies, we see the same tropes repeated. Successful women are either cold and calculating or they're miserable despite their wealth. The message is clear. Female financial success comes at the cost of happiness, relationships, and moral integrity. But there's the thing about these portrayals, they're not based in reality. They're based in fear. Fear of what happens when women have real economic power. Let's look at the actual research about women and wealth. Studies show that women business leaders are more likely to prioritize employee well-being, make decisions considering long-term impact, collaborate rather than dominate, and reinvest profits into growth and community development. The most successful women I know didn't step on others to get where they are. They built ladders and helped others climb. Think about women like this. Sarah Blakely, who built Spanx from $5,000 and now mentors other female entrepreneurs. Tory Burch created a foundation specifically to support women-owned businesses. Mackenzie Scott, who has revolutionized philanthropy with her giving approach. Melinda French Gates, who is transforming how we think about charitable impact. Look at Dolly Parton, all of the charitable work that she's done as well. These women are wealthy and they're using their success to create opportunities for others. They're not villains. They're heroes of their own story and the catalyst for other women's success. Here's something we need to address directly. Women need to build wealth. This isn't optional anymore. It's essential for survival and equality. These statistics are sobering. Women live longer than men, meaning we need more money for retirement. Women typically earn less over their lifetime due to wage gaps and career interruptions. Women bear the majority of caregiving responsibilities, which impacts earning potential, and single women and women of color face even larger wealth gaps. If we don't actively build wealth, we're setting ourselves up for financial vulnerability later in life. That's not being selfish, that's being responsible. I myself have seen family members do an inadequate job of planning for the future, planning for what happens in your older years, planning to care for yourself, your health, your home, and your happiness. Without a solid plan and a mindset that says, I'm going to set myself up to be responsible, to be taken care of, to not worry about these things, terrible things can happen. beyond our control. In fact, I know studio owners who relied largely on their husband's income. They figured, I'll be fine. He has a retirement. We'll be fine. We're all good. But what happens sometimes in life? What happens if your spouse does not live for as long as you were thinking they were going to? What happens if divorce comes down the pike? Things can happen in life. Unexpected, unimaginable things can happen in life. And you don't want to be in a position where you have not set yourself up to financially be safe and secure. Ladies, now is our time. Our time is now. We are owners of businesses. Not only do we generate income for ourselves, but we generate income for our employees. We provide jobs, on the job training, leadership pipelines for young children. We are active in our communities, and we have the opportunity to change our own futures. But it starts with us and our thoughts. It starts with us in believing that something could be different. It starts with us to say, even though I came from a poor family, I can make something different for myself. It starts when we stop saying, we'll never have money for a vacation, and start saying, I'm going to plan so that we can go on a vacation. It's not constantly saying to ourselves, well, it must be nice. They're on a Disney cruise. I wish they'd pay their tuition so I could pay my bills. Why do we do this to ourselves? It is time to make a change. It is time to stop saying, I'm okay with the status quo. It's time to stand up, ladies, and say, hey, we should have a retirement account. We should have emergency savings. We should have these things that will set us up for success. We should have a plan for how our children are going to get their college education. We need to create plans to get ourselves out of debt, consumer credit card debt. We can find a way to save money, to earn more money, and to buy homes, to provide for our families and feel positive about our finances. Gone are the days when we can turn a blind eye and say, I don't know, I don't deal with the numbers, I just let my accountant handle it. I'm not saying that you need to take over as the bookkeeper or the accountant of your business, but I'm saying, ladies, it is time. Look at the numbers. Know your numbers. Feel energized when you see things and you want to make shifts in your business. Using real data from your business is going to help empower you to make educated decisions about what's next, which program to cut. Which program that you want to pilot, how long do you want to pilot it before you decide it's not going to work or to keep going and reinvest? So much of the things that we worry about as studio owners is tied to finances. Whether it's about getting money or keeping money, so much of our time is spent thinking about these things. And I encourage you to try day by day to make a difference. So, in our final episode of this series, episode 3 of Unapologetically Wealthy, we're going to get practical. We're going to talk about how to actually build wealth while maintaining your values, how to handle criticism when you start succeeding, and how to use your financial power to create positive change. Your wealth building isn't just about you, it's about changing systems and creating a more equitable world. Every time you negotiate for better pay or start a business, invest wisely, or build generational wealth, you're not just helping yourself, you're contributing to a larger shift. The world needs more wealthy women, and that includes you. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll talk about how to make it happen. If this episode has resonated with you, please share it with another studio owner or a woman who needs to hear this message. And if you're considering getting coaching, I have spaces open for our one-on-one breakthrough calls. Visit my website, gingerhaithcox.com. Go ahead and fill out the form. We will hop on a Zoom call and we will talk about where you're at, where you're stuck, and what we can do about it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.